Hi, Caleb with Brownells here, and in today's quick tip, I want to show you how to install the 1022 bolt buffer from KIDD. Now, with this, I know you're thinking maybe this is kind of like all the other bolt buffers out there, the aftermarket polymer ones. That's what I thought too when I first saw it. But once I actually looked at it, I saw that they're doing something pretty cool. So before we put it in the gun, let me just bust open the package in here and we can take a look at it. Alright, so it's two pieces, unlike your standard one piece, and if you don't know what a bolt buffer is, I'm about to show you all that, so don't worry. So the KIDD one, instead of being a solid piece of polymer or rubber or whatever the aftermarket ones are being made out of, and the factory Ruger one is of course a metal pin, this one is a rubber one with a hole going all the way through it. And the cool thing about that is that it makes it super easy to install. So if you've ever installed one of the other aftermarket ones, they can be a bit taxing to get into place. But this one being hollow in the middle, it collapses, so it's easy to put into place. And then you just push the metal pin in to hold it in place. Really cool design, really innovative. I mean, it's one of those things where you're like, man, why didn't I think of that? But it's so simple, it's genius. All right. So let me go ahead and take my 1022 apart here, or my BRN22, I should say. And we'll install it. I haven't done this yet, so we're, doing it together on camera for the first time. And, well, before I start unscrewing stuff here, I'm just gonna, I already did this, but I'm gonna do it for you guys here. Step one, with any sort of modification, of course, is to check and make sure your firearm is indeed unloaded. Step two, if you've, seen me do anything ever, I'd just repeat step one. Alright, so I'm just going to pull this screw out here. And this is there's a brief installation instruction on their website. But the actual product itself doesn't come with any. So I figured that would be a great thing to do in the video. And I'm not really talking you through the 1022 takedown process because we have a ton of videos on that. Check out our new maintenance video we did, or check out our 1022 build series if you need any help getting this stuff apart here. And I've been shooting this gun a lot, so it's dirty. I'm just taking a moment here. Okay, so the bolt buffer we have in the back here is, I'm not gonna say what brand it is because we're gonna replace it here, right? But it is an aftermarket one. We're just gonna need to knock that out. And we're also gonna need to remove our trigger group to get access to it down there. So if you have a factory Ruger 1022, those pins will probably just fall right out because there's nothing that really retains them. So we'll just go ahead and knock them out here. And the rear one. Let me reposition some things here. Alright, so our trigger group and pins are out, and yeah, like I said, this is a pretty dirty gun, so I'll have to make one of my kids clean it here or something soon. Alright, and taking out the other bolt buffer here. Alright, so that's out. And I'll just show you the differences here real quick. Pretty obvious. One has a hole in the middle, the other does not. This one is pretty flexible. This one without any center is way more flexible, right? Alright, so we'll set this one aside. And to install it, you would think like you can just go in from one side, go all the way through. You can, but it is a bit easier. Let me just wipe the inside of this real quick here. It is a bit easier to go from the inside. So instead of pushing through one side or the other, you just take it go from the inside here, and I'll show you what I'm doing here in a second, because this is one of those things I can't do while showing to the camera. But I'll show you exactly what I'm doing. So I'm just going to take it and just push it straight down to line it up with the holes here. The reason we're doing it this way, rather than trying to feed it through one side, is because once it gets through one side, if your holes are tighter, it'll tend to want to collapse and not go all the way through. But if you feed it in from the middle like this and just push it through, it'll go right where it needs to be. And you can use a small punch here just to kind of align everything. And just kind of get that lip seated where it needs to be, and it'll just kind of fold right into place, which is pretty nice and convenient. You can kind of see this side as I position it here. Alright, and there it is. Now it's going through on both sides. It's nice and even on both sides. We didn't have to fight with it collapsing on itself as we tried to push it through one side. Alright, so all we need to do at this point is take the center pin and just stick it right on through. You should be able to push it in by hand. And that's what it should look like when you're done. That's all there is to it. That is the bolt buffer installation from KIDD. Like I said, really cool, innovative product. It does kind of anger me, only because I'm mad I didn't think of it first, right? But no, in all seriousness, it's a great product, and can't wait to get it to the range. And this will also make taking everything apart to clean it a lot easier too. So that's all there is to it. If you have any questions, comments, experience with this product, let us know in the comments down below if you're watching this on YouTube. And if you need help putting your gun back together, check out the rest of our 1022 build series. Alright, in the meantime, if you need any help, feel free to give us a call on the tech line. We'll be happy to help you out. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time.